What's up, guys? I'm back here for day 2. This is the qualifier, expert division. That. All right, so we got that taken care of. We got chat pulled up now, guys. So hopefully people will start to roll in here soon. This is going to be the 9-hole qualifier, similar to what we were doing yesterday. Other than we're going to try to do just a little bit better. See what we can do. What's up, Easton? 2 to you too. We are gonna just jump in, get underway here. Hopefully you guys are doing well on this course. I made a couple mistakes yesterday. I'd say probably the biggest mistake was just maybe getting a little bit too aggressive. Maybe jumping in a hole a little early as well. So I'm going to try to make just a little bit better slight mods. Something along the lines of this here on this one. 8 miles per hour. We'll go 8-ish rings. I think this is going to be good. Ugh. Jeez. So we caught just a hair of the rough there. Definitely best to avoid that. I'm going to be a different distance than yesterday. A little bit stronger wind. I don't know if, that contributed to just a little bit more wind effect. I know I played it relatively similar. Maybe just a little modified start zone. Could have used the great ball left there. Keep me out of that rough. I'd highly recommend trying to get that up as far as possible in that fairway and not having that little slight mistake that I made there. The closer that you get it, the more you are towards min, the easier it's going to be to execute. And of course, I did get this one yesterday. Ooh, look at that. That is, I don't know, a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill. It's going to be an interesting shot from there regardless. So you can see this is what happens. This is, I don't know, 80, 70% plus wind effect or something. This is significantly more club than yesterday. Thinking somewhere along the lines of this, plus 7.5. The longer that you get, the harder this shot probably becomes. A little bit extra wind effect. Sure enough, we're able to get it though. So we took a mistake and we capitalized on it. So I went 2 for 2 on this hole. That was definitely the harder of the 2 shots. Yesterday, I would say I played it pretty straightforward, played it pretty well. One of the things that I've noticed on this one for wedge in general, this is a pretty tough wedge shot. So that's the reason that you didn't see me even try to really get up and experiment with this. I find min short iron to always be pretty nice. But thanks, guys, for popping in, throwing some support in the chat. I'm glad that we were able to get it. We are back on to the start that we had yesterday. That is a good place to be. We made that one yesterday, 2 days in a row now. Hopefully we're able to capitalize on it on the weekend as well. I remember this being very difficult yesterday. So I kind of feel like doing something else, although I don't know what. So we're going to play this one a little bit different today. I don't expect to make this one, so with that being said, try for this. It'd probably be worth practicing if I was going to legitimately go for this shot. 8.7, 10%, something like that. 9.3 at least. No. Guess we're going to be 8, at least 8 rings, I would say. Play this almost wind miles per hour. Just see what that looks like. Didn't catch the fringe, so it was a little bit too much. A little bit too many rings. I saw the bounce and it was to the right. Everything looked pretty good overall. Just trying to debate on how many rings to go. It's got a chance to make that way. I'll really be looking forward to a better wind angle for the final round. Was not a huge fan of this one. My feeling is both of these shots are probably not good with this wind angle. Whether you go B52 or go min wood, both are pretty difficult for expert here. So that's interesting to see a player use the precision ball, but not precision count. It's just kind of I always expect, I guess, a player to take full advantage of, understanding rings, understanding exactly how many to go. And of course, the player that played this one, they didn't even rotate the screen to pull straight. It just seems like a bit of irony to use a precision ball with extra precision boost. It would have been a little bit closer with the great ball right in that situation. What's up, Andy? Thanks for popping in. We're going to try to do some good things here. If I make this one, I'll be happy. I wish I remember what I did yesterday in terms of counting. I feel I maybe went 26, 27. It would also be nice to know exactly where my starting point was for my count, because I'd really like to get this hole and be in the fairway. I'd like both of those to happen. Fairway tee shot, which results in me getting the albatross. We got the 10 wind. That's a good start. Going to utilize some of that right spin again. This assumes no rings gone. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. A little bit better line, I think. Oh, yeah, that's a good line. Oh, no, don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, whew. So, nice tee shot there. Almost a little bit too much counter backspin. Like I was definitely trying to counter. I wanted to hit more centered in the fairway, which I did. I'm glad that it stayed out of the bunker. I also think it's going to give me an angle, which is going to give me a straightish wind needle. So with the straight wind needle, I like our abilities to make this one. A little bit beyond center, but let's see what we got. I'm just going to eyeball this. 50, 25, 20. So I like the odds of this. As you can see, after pulling the rings, it's still in the cup. Great ball right. Let's hope that doesn't cost me. So just catches in the right edge. We had some tolerance there. Getting it up that close led to the albatross, which is going to help me with my tiebreaker score. When these 9 holes, stuff like that is pivotal. So being able to get that one is definitely preferred. I'm glad that, that little slight great ball didn't cost me. We got it up there close. As you could see, even after adjusting rings, it was still, the ball guide's still in the hole. It's always a nice feeling when you see something like that. So we are doing better already. Lots of good things. Don't know what to do with this one, per se. Here we go, 9-8, eh? I'm going to play this a little different than yesterday. I should have set this up already, because if I remember, I was very close on time. 8.5 rings at least. This is why I hate this hole. All spots over here suck. As start points. So let's see. That does not look good at all. Didn't do anything it did yesterday. Not even in the slightest. Just kind of happy for this one to just get through it. I know I've tried to play this left fairway before, mid fairway, right fairway. This is just a hard wind angle in general because you wind up getting to such higher ground. It's changing your elevation. There's so much to consider for this shot. Even playing it over here to the left, never an easy task. It's all around a pretty nasty, nasty little hole. Especially for getting the drop specifically. I feel like you can get it relatively close, sometimes consistency once you get your counts and everything down, but to actually get that ever gentle make, tough hole to do it on. And it looks like we're able to get through this one, no problem. Avoid the mistake. I feel with the Albatross already that I don't want to go aggressive on 5 now. I'd rather just play this conservative. So that's what we're going to do. We'll try to play this for fairway. Should have switched balls, but I'll get that. That shouldn't be an issue. I usually don't have problems with balls. It's usually the club, so as long as I make sure my club bag's fine, should be good. Little slow to find an opponent. See if we can get somebody here. Even if it just puts it into the replay pool, I'm fine with that. We're going to play this one more conservative than yesterday. Of course, if you guys were checking out yesterday's stream, I did hook slice. I definitely like that approach overall, even if it puts me in the rough. Like, I really don't care about being in the rough. Sometimes just being up there far enough is it's a good feeling to have once you're up there long enough. This is not my favorite wind angle, I know that. Good ball. Looks like that was a lot better than perfect ball, that's for sure. Still not enough backspin. That's where we were. That's kind of the reason to not go hook slice. That's almost exactly where I was yesterday with my hook slice. So it's just kind of shows you what's the purpose. Why even bother with that? We can go 2 backspin-ish. It feels like it's going to be too much, but let's give it a whirl here. All in all, pretty nice tee shot. Once you pull off that tee shot, very straightforward. You don't have to worry about birdie anymore. Looks like opponent here stretching up a little bit into their max. The advantage to being where they are is, and that's kind of the reason that I played it this way, it takes out any risk of not being able to get to the green in 2. And that's why I don't mind being where the opponent was yesterday. Whereas vice versa, let's say I accidentally went forward into that bunker, you never know. Anything could happen. But I pulled off this drive long enough that we can go cat. Just kind of send it down the hill, 7/8, mid-ish club adjustment. A little bit under mid. Ah, they gave me a great ball. Just kind of like skipped over. Think it's going to shoot out to the left. Think disappointing. Who knows? That may have had a really good chance. Perfect ball. I just feel that it skipped over on me. Not necessarily that it was induced by my timing. It just jumped over. It's an annoying feeling to have to deal with when that happens. But it's okay. I already do have that one Alba, so just having that one alone, I'm just grateful to hopefully not make a mistake from this point forward. So that's what I'm going to focus on. If I'm going to make a mistake, I'd rather it be a par than a miscalculation on something that I should have eagled. What was the verdict on this one? Okay, it landed left. Lands left of the target by a ring or two. Additionally, probably a good hole to go power 4, power 5 on. Good time for a luminary. If I didn't mind wasting one of these balls, I would probably use a practice attempt. I'd like to know if I have the right backspin for this shot. Always nice to make sure that and usually my first and foremost is make sure not in the sand. Anywhere but the sand is a good miss. That's typically the way that I'll train when I'm trying to dial up a shot. Any shot that takes my sand out of play, that's the kind of shot that I want to hit on this one. As you can see, we're going to start very right, kind of intentionally. Ah, just a fraction more, and we weren't in the sand. Might have even been on the green. One of two things I could have done. A little bit more curl, A. Two, fraction more power. I mean, just one tick mark, and that would have skipped out. See if we can capitalize. That's not terrible. What's nice about that approach is it eliminates the sand. I would prefer taking my approach and just executing better than just bailing out like that, because I think the possibility for me to have got on the green was there. And it's always nice to It would be nice to have that versus not having it. As you can see, kind of all these spots lead back to the hole. So a good chance that this one's going in, especially with perfect ball. But we're early on our timing, so that's going to cost it. It's going to shoot off to the right, I would imagine. Nothing I can do about it if I miss my perfect ball. But with perfect ball, all points kind of led into the hole. It was kind of like a guaranteed eagle with the spin that I was applying. Unfortunately, not able to get that one. Definitely something we want to focus on for the weekend, though, is getting this one. So regardless of what the next wind is, I will probably practice over the weekend. Make sure, give myself that little bit of extra to secure this one. This is going to be one of those big holes that you definitely want to get. 1 in 6 is going to be exactly what you're looking at, making sure that you get. And as you can see, that's kind of one of the reasons that I like staying in the rough. But the only thing I don't like about opponent's shot is it was like I'm hitting it in the rough on purpose. So that means I have to make it. Probably a good time to bring a precision ball when you know that you're intentionally doing that. What's up, guys? Thanks for wishing me luck in the chat. Glad that some of you guys could make it out here on Friday afternoon. Hopefully your guys' work weeks went well and your tournaments are going well as well. I'm going to try to up here. We'll just try to end on hopefully another shot or two would be nice. I'm thinking maybe hole 8 would be a nice one, but of course I haven't got there yet to see even what the wind is. I go in and I'm just going to try to drop this link in the group. I don't know why it does that. So let's see what opponent does here. Win 5 ball. I'm definitely not going this approach. It seems like a good way to play it, though. If I really wanted this drop, you know, win 5 is probably the best way to go. I might try to learn something from this ring count or something, because it might be the way that I play it over the weekend. About 7 rings or something. Max plus 10. Little overpower. Man, that must feel really bad to great ball a precision ball, and then to have it actually be more online than the perfect ball would have been. Just another anomaly about that shot. Ooh, I don't like this at all. Not even in the slightest. Frustrating to say the least. Honestly, I kind of feel that I'm just going to play secure mode here. And we're just going to avoid the mistake. We're going to play don't do something stupid versus trying to go for this, because it's in between clubs and I don't feel like trying to figure out what I should do. So we made sure the at least 98% sure secured our birdie. Looks like opponent able to roll that putt in. All Pars should be really straightforward, I think. Why do I want to hit this shot? It's annoying. If I didn't desperately want to make this, I would do it. Thanks, Robert. Appreciate it. We're gonna hopefully get another one. I'd like to. Let's see what. I'm very interested in seeing eights wind. Not what I was hoping for, but I wanted to get it up to wedge range. Apparently, that's not going to happen. A little unsure of how I want to proceed with this one now. Actually, still put B52 on just in case. I don't know if this is what I want to do or if just what I'm going to do. So I'd like to get this one. 9 I'm not expecting. Very difficult hole always. I'm going to try to just avoid the mistake on 9. So if we're going to make one, we're going to make it on this one. Of course, one of my most infamous tournaments that I remember back to date, I made an albo on 9. This was way before precision balls, like super large power wind options, where it's probably a lot easier to do, but I was able to albatross hole 9. I still remember from a long time ago, just being able to make that was pretty cool. This is going to be 7.5 rings. See if that's enough curl. Looks like it is. Keep herself in position. And I wanted to make sure, because I forget the range from this spot. So I did bring my B52. Hole in one with Guardian on 7. That's an interesting way to play it, especially with tailwind. But if you see, apparently there is a funnel in front of 7. It was evident on my pitch that that was funneling, because you could see all the positions. Like when I was looking at the back of the cup, there is a funnel there. So it seems like a potential way to play that hole. I might keep that in mind for once I see a different wind angle. I don't like it for tailwind. I'm assuming it can still be done, but it's probably just a little bit harder to do to stop a tailwind. So we'll see what happens over the weekend, but that might be a great way to play it. Just try to land it on that funnel and let it just shoot down the hill. Kind of a cool thing. So 8-3 here. And I'm assuming we would have been good if we would have just kept the original Grizzly on. But no worries there. I don't think, I don't think we need either of the clubs to get this one for sure. I'm going to play pretty close to that max value with some offset. Not enough offset. Yeesh. Great ball right, maybe that's in. It seems always pretty funny and ironic how if you need the great ball, they won't give it to you. If you don't need it, then it comes. Appreciate that, Robert. It's hard. I kind of feel like my content, it's kind of a little outdated, but I definitely think holes like this, they would still have relevance if you were to find old tournament videos that I used to play on holes like this. You could still use that basic structure, ring play, percentage, try to certain land zones, stuff like that. Some of that stuff doesn't change. As you can see, tee shot vital on this one. As you can see, my opponent just kind of, you get yourself out of position, turns this hole into a very difficult one. This should be good, provided that it's a perfect ball. Imagine much easier to do, because looking at that shot, it looks like he skipped the needle. Like if he wouldn't have had precision ball, it would have skipped, because it looked like left center to me, which would have just resulted in a skip. It's what I kind of refer to sometimes as just the jump over, where even if your timing feels perfect, it just jumps over the perfect. It looks like that's what that shot did as well. We're going to play safe rather than sorry on this one. So we will bring our cat. Of course, first and foremost, make sure that you stay in the fairway. This is not a favorable wind angle. I know that. Tough wind angle. That I already know for sure. This is probably the hardest wind angle that you'd want to see. But like I said, first and foremost, let's not do anything stupid. So here, so how do we avoid the dumb mistake? Too much curl. Probably should have just not put that top spin on. We can still eagle from there. That's kind of one of the reasons that I actually sometimes would just prefer. I'm surprised that that was too much curl with that wind angle, but I was being cautious. It's kind of why, like where I just put it, sometimes maybe I think it's even just more favorable just to just blast it and just put all your top spin on and just get it up as far into that rough as you can, because it'll keep you more in range. Now I think I'm going to be close to still okay. Like I'm pretty sure I can probably scramble this 8 out of 10 times. So we're going to do what we can and just hope that we can get through. Because I wasn't planning on playing this one aggressive at all. The biggest mistake that I did, well, first I should have probably kept that top spin off. I didn't need it. Shouldn't have got aggressive. But the biggest thing was too much curl, which is a surprise to me. I didn't feel like it was, but apparently I was wrong. But as I was mentioning, especially with this club, I do believe I'm going to still be able to get there without issue. It's just going to be about shot execution here. 5-2 rings, uphill. A little bit of curl this time. We're going to go beyond the 5-2, just in case I great ball. Graded it the other way. I'm worried that that great ball is going to be in the bunker, and it is. This is unforced error. I shouldn't be here. If anything, I should have been bailout right. I don't understand how it's that far over. Like, I didn't go that many rings. Granted, it's uphill. It shouldn't be that far in this bunker. If anything, it should have been right of the tree. The odds of me scrambling this now are probably 1 in 10. Yeah, I did that a while back. I'm not sure that I would be interested in doing it again. It's just a big commitment, a big project that I really just don't really have the time for anymore. I really don't play mobile golf on any game, even though I have played a pretty decent amount of content for the UG guys. In general, I just don't really have time to be a player anymore. So that's the only reason that I'd be hesitant to try to put together something like that. Go in. Right off the right edge of the cup. It's that close. So unforced error, it takes away, for example, it takes away eagle on 1. It is what it is. At least I still got the Alba. As I also mentioned, I would have rather made a par, birdie turn par than an eagle turn birdie. But nothing I can do about it now. So just disappointed finish. I'm surprised that that second shot played the way that it did. I'm also surprised that it great ball to the left. Like, I don't think that should have happened. Definitely felt like a skip over. But all things considered, at least I have that Alba to fall back on. Would have much rather had a 14 tiebreaker versus a 13 tiebreaker, especially giving up an eagle. Didn't want to give up an eagle because it basically just negates. That's one thing that I never liked about their tiebreaker rules on this game, is that par 4 eagle can't trump. It's just equivalent to a par 5 birdie. It feels a little imbalanced to say, because the shot that I did to get eagle par 4 is greater than par 5 eagle would have been. So there should be some kind of discerning the two, in my opinion. So, but all things considered, not too bad. I probably cannot. I probably can't come on for the final round. I have a pretty grueling schedule tomorrow. Got a lot of weekend stuff coming up, like pre-July 4th stuff. Assuming, a lot of you guys might also have some other stuff going on as well. Thank you guys for showing up for this one. As I mentioned, won't be able to come on and live stream this. Maybe we'll just have to play it by ear. Maybe I'll upload the content. So I do want to try to finish and hopefully have a strong performance, try to get myself back up out of expert division tier 2. So thank you guys for showing up, and hope you guys have a good weekend and July 4th. Best of luck out there, and see you guys next time. Take care.